Yes, I'm still keeping the pride thing. Good morning and happy Monday, everybody. Okay, so let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. I would say, my low is I'm actually on the tired side. Full stop, there was something I had to get up and do earlier, which I did, and got right back here doing, but there were still some things I needed to take care of here. So it's been kind of busy all morning, but for right for worse, I'm up, I'm awake, let's do this. What's my high? Honestly, my high is that here's the thing. Sunday wasn't as, jam-packed with as awesome things as Friday and Saturday. Friday I had like a live after 5, and Saturday you had, stuff like the Knicks winning and such. So yesterday was kind of like a quiet day, but it was necessary. It was a perfectly necessary day because given what happened on Friday and Saturday, you needed something kind of mundane to get you back to ease things into the beginning of the week. It was my act of kindness. Oh, my act of kindness was I helped make dinner last night. I peeled potatoes for mashed potatoes. That's what I did. It was funny because my mom has actually been kind of under a lot of stress lately. I'm not going to get into why. But she's talking to me about what's going on. And I'm just, peeling potatoes and such. And by the time I was done, she's like, wow, that was fast. Yeah, so, I know how to cook, guys. I know peeling potatoes is... Here's the thing though, peeling potatoes is fun, but sometimes I have actually scratched myself, from the peeler. That happens. And it stinks when it does. But, that's neither here or there. Very big. So, for those of you guys who don't know, and this isn't the first time this has happened, normally, before the One Piece Manga Chapter comes out, they have scan translations. Basically, fans who try and make translations of what the chapter actually is. It's not until Sunday afternoon that the official translation comes out, which is what I'm always reading when I do these reaction videos. Here's the thing, normally I read the fan translation just because, what to expect, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the official translation that matters most. I didn't get a chance to do that. So, I am, once again, going into this chapter completely blind. I have no idea what's about to happen to any stretch of the imagination. So, without further ado, One Piece Chapter 1185. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm reading the title, right? It says MINDJA. Mind ya own beeswax. That's literally the title of the chapter. Mind ya own beeswax. I had no idea. You never think about spellings of how you say some words, but that works. Okay, so. Okay. Looks like Brooke is going to be Candle Squire. That's Prince Reuben's suggestion. Brooke is pointing all the praises like, pretty lady. Skip that one, pretty lady. Stop that! That's funny. Okay. And then Brooke's like, you're the prettiest of them all, Candle. Says, Lady Candle, you are my squire. And like, Brooke's like, show me your panties. Bruh! Oh, that's great. This chapter's already great, okay? So looks like it's a montage of Brooke learning wearing fine clothing. Um, okay, so Brooke is talking to Candle, like, is there anyone that you like? And then she says, yes, but he's far out of my league. So I trained very hard with a sword, so I might be as close to him as possible. Okay. Brooke says, maybe he'd like you if you dressed more ladylike. And she's like, that's not necessary. I'm happy simply being at his side. His side? Are you talking about me? No! That's funny. Oh my god! Okay, so from the time we ever meet Brooke, literally anytime he walks to the woman, he says, would you mind showing me your panties? That's literally what Brooke says. And we see the scene where it came from. This is where it came from. Oh my god. Because Brooke's like, show me your panties. And Candle's like, you still haven't learned any etiquette. When asking a favor of others, you have to speak politely. And Brooke's like, then would you mind showing me your panties, please? And then Candle's like, of course I mind. Forget speaking politely. I need to beat some manners and civility into you. I'm reading this as I'm going on, and because Brooke is talking to Shuri about the celestial dragons coming and how Candle was bedridden for several weeks afterwards due to fatigue. Here's the thing. I watched the One Piece anime, both sub and dub, and I know Ian Sinclair, also known for doing Whis in Dragon Ball Super, is the voice of Brooke. I am reading all of this in Ian Sinclair's voice. Okay. Alright. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so the wonderful news was Prince Reuven and Candle got married. Ooh. Okay, so It's just more Brooke talking about what happened after the king queen got Prince Reuben ascended the throne, becomes king, marries Lady Candle, Shuri's born. Basically, the point of this part was Brooke saying that he loves Shuri's parents dearly, as he should. And Shuri asked, "What if it was me who was in danger?" And Brooke said, he'd give up his life. Yes, indeed. Okay. Is it? And she asks, "Is it because I'm my parents' daughter?" It's just because it's you. Why'd you pause? Be honest with me. Okay. Ooh. So that's where the title of the chapter comes from. Because Brooke is saying to Shuri, like, if you want to be independent from your parents, then try singing this song for a change. Mind your own beeswax. Apparently it's from the Kamigata Kingdom, land of the West. Okay, mind your own beeswax. I ain't some puppy dog lured by the candy store. I ain't a kid at all anymore. Okay. The year turns Shuri turned 15. Okay. So the year Princess Shuri turned 15, for whatever reason, Hesperia lost its music. Okay. Streets are filled with music, with the sounds of people coughing, poisonous smog racked the lungs of tens of thousands, took several hundred lives. Instruments rotted, all the mist curdled into smog. Oh dear Lord. What's going on now? Candle died? Okay. Looks like Shuri's trained to become like her mother. They can no longer pay the heavenly tribute to the world government. Okay. Let's see. My onus comes. What's an onus? One's duty. Okay. I've never heard that word before. Duty or responsibility. Okay. So his duty comes first, and dreams are a secondary matter. Uh-huh. Okay, it looks like there's going to be a war against the world government. Well, the world government demanded They demanded 1,000 slaves from Hesperia. That's the only way to get out of the heavenly tribute. Which, yeah, it's what the king is saying. Being a slave in the Holy Land might as well be, death. So yeah, fight the world government. I like this king. King Ruben's awesome. I like this guy. They talked about God Valley here. I heard another country, West Blue, got wiped off the map. Hey, they're talking. Brooks singing a song about both Elbaf and Wano. Cool. Okay. Joan Beeswax. My Joan Beeswax playing in the background. Oh man, this is rough. This is rough, dude. Holy cow. No. Oh no. Oh no. Sherry killed the king. She killed King Reuben. And she was totally reversing. Who's that guy? Who's the guy behind Shuri, though? Wait, was Prince Reuben doing reversing too? Is that Marcus Mars in the background? I have so many questions. Oh my god. Okay, so, it was definitely worth waiting 2 weeks for. Dear Lord. I don't even know if I want to talk about Rick and Morty now. Well, actually, I will talk about Rick and Morty for a few minutes. Sorry, the vast majority of this video wasn't really me talking very much. Just, again, I needed to really pay attention to what was going on in the chapter. Okay, so Rick and Morty Season 9, Episode 4. Okay, I think the direction that Rick and Morty seems to be going with this season is, and I think they kind of hinted this at the end of Season 8 last year, which is the status quo that Rick seems to find himself in, particularly at the beginning of the series, is slowly changing around him to the point where all he has to do is, drink to unwind. So much so that he even forgets his own password to his own computer, which is Morty. And then enters Reese. Okay, seriously, like, Rick gaslighting Morty into having, like, fake robots who Morty thinks are actually people is nothing new. But with Reese, I'm like, maybe it is different. Like, no. Dude, seriously, like, it was funny when Reese shows up. I thought that was Will Forte. And then I'm like, wait, is that Owen Wilson? Then they cut to the credits at the end of the episode. It is Owen Wilson. Cool. And they finally showed the scene that they showed in the trailer about the floor is lava scene. Did you make that for defense or for fun? Like, I can't remember. Oh, that was great. This is actually a really good episode. And the ending of it's hilarious too. Just like Morty's not falling for, the fact there's a guy that shows up every time Rick forgets his password. And so one guy shows up and then Morty kills him. I shouldn't laugh at that, but it was just so funny to me. And then the real, Georgie boy. This episode, here's the thing. It's a good episode for all intents and purposes. And it's really funny if you have a dark and twisted sense of humor. Luckily, I do have a dark and twisted sense of humor. So this was great. But I can totally see if you don't feel that way. Yeah, man. Last night's episode was great, and this manga chapter was exceptional. No, I know, my reaction toward the end of the chapter seemed like, no, this was a very good chapter. It just showed me things I was not expecting. I think that last panel of Brooke walking into the room after seeing Sherry having killed Reuben, just actually from the manga, it was that would not surprise me. That's the last time we ever see Brooke's eyes. Because remember, when we first meet Brooke, he's already a skeleton, so he has no eyes. No skull joke intended. No skull joke intended. But in the flashbacks, up until this particular flashback in the LBF, I've always seen Brooke with, glasses on. I wouldn't be surprised if the time of seeing Brooke's eyes is almost done. Thankfully, though, this video is just about almost done. Hope you like this video. If you like this, YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very amazing this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy for the end of the video. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to us, we're here to lend you always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.